G'day legends, welcome back. Today we're venturing deep into Australia's wildest deserts, places where the horizon never ends and silence reigns. This isn't a holiday, it's a test of spirit, a journey into the continent's vast, ancient heart. We'll push ourselves and our gear to the edge, exploring landscapes few ever see. So grab your water, check your kit and get ready. We're heading into the great red emptiness. Let's do this. First stop, the Simpson Desert. Imagine an endless ocean of red dunes, over 1,000 of them stretching to infinity. Out here, you're truly alone. No towns, no roads, just you and the wild. The sand's deep red, ancient and iron-rich, glows at sunrise and sunset. Every decision matters. Your vehicle is your lifeline. At night, the sky explodes with stars and the silence is absolute. Wildlife is tough. Dingoes, thorny devils, masters of survival. Conquering Big Red, the desert's tallest dune, is a rite of passage. The Simpson leaves its mark red dust in your gear and a new respect for nature's power. It's a crucible, challenging, isolating, and utterly unforgettable. Next, we journey to the Great Victoria Desert, Australia's largest and most remote wilderness. Stretching across more than 400,000 square kilometres, this vast expanse is a world unto itself, a place where the horizon seems endless and the silence is profound. Here, the land is untamed, shaped by wind, sun, and time, and it remains one of the last true frontiers on Earth. Bigger than the entire United Kingdom, the Great Victoria Desert is a wild mosaic of rolling red dunes, stony plains, and shimmering salt lakes that stretch as far as the eye can see. After rare rains, the desert bursts into colour with wildflowers, transforming the landscape into a fleeting paradise. The tracks that cross this wilderness are rough, often little more than faint scars in the sand. Many become impassable after storms or extreme heat, filtering out all but the most determined explorers. Vehicles and travellers alike are tested by the relentless terrain, and reminders of failed journeys can sometimes be found, half buried by drifting sands. Life here is rare and precious. The desert is home to remarkable creatures uniquely adapted to survive in this harsh environment. Spotting a sandhill dunnart or a desert skink is a privilege reserved for the patient and the lucky. Many animals are masters of camouflage, blending seamlessly into the landscape, while others emerge only at night to escape the searing heat. The isolation here is profound. Days can pass without seeing another soul, and the sense of solitude is both humbling and exhilarating. The desert's vastness can play tricks on the mind, with mirages shimmering on the horizon and the silence broken only by the wind. This is ancient land, home to indigenous peoples for tens of thousands of years. Every waterhole, every rock formation carries stories and meaning passed down through countless generations. The rock art and sacred sites scattered across the desert are living testaments to a deep connection with the land, and a reminder that this wilderness has always been a place of life and culture. In the Great Victoria Desert, water is life. Every drop is precious, fiercely protected by both people and wildlife. Travellers must plan carefully, carrying enough supplies and knowing where to find hidden springs or ancient soaks. The search for water shapes every journey here, and its discovery is always a moment of relief and gratitude. When night falls, the desert is transformed. The sky blazes with countless stars, the Milky Way arching overhead in breathtaking clarity. The silence deepens, broken only by the distant call of a nightbird or the crackle of a campfire. In these moments, the desert feels infinite, and you are reminded of your small place in the universe. The landscape is always changing. Under the relentless sun, mirages dance across the salt pans, and the heat can make the world shimmer and shift. Navigation requires skill and instinct, as landmarks can vanish in the haze and distances are easily misjudged. Leaving the Great Victoria Desert, you carry its mark with you, tested by its challenges, awed by its beauty, and forever changed by the experience of true wilderness. It is a place that humbles, inspires, and reminds us of the enduring power of nature. Now, the Gibson Desert, rugged, raw, and truly off the grid. This is a place where the land stretches endlessly. a vast expanse of ochre and gold, shaped by time and the relentless forces of nature. Here, the horizon seems to go on forever, and the silence is so profound it almost hums in your ears. The Gibson is not just remote, it's a world apart, a place where the rules of the city no longer apply and self-reliance is everything. Rocky ranges, gravel plains, and scattered dunes make every kilometre a challenge. The landscape is a patchwork of ancient rock formations, shifting sands and dry riverbeds that hint at water long gone. Each section of the desert brings new obstacles, deep ruts, sudden drop-offs, and sand that can swallow a vehicle whole. The terrain is constantly changing, shaped by wind and weather, demanding your full attention and respect. The Gun Barrel Highway is legendary, more a rough track than a road. Built by Len Beadell and his team in the 1950s, it was once the only way through this wild country. Today, it remains a test of endurance for any traveller, a ribbon of red dirt and corrugations that stretches for hundreds of kilometres. Driving here is not just about getting from point A to B. It's about surviving the journey, reading the land and trusting your instincts. Isolation is total. Your satellite phone is your only lifeline. Out here, there's no mobile signal, no passing traffic, and no help for hundreds of kilometres. Every decision matters, from when to travel to where to camp. The sense of solitude is both exhilarating and sobering. You are truly on your own, reliant on your preparation, your gear, and your wits. The terrain punishes vehicles. Corrugations, rocks, and soft sand test your skills and resolve. Tires shred, suspensions rattle, and every bump is a reminder of how unforgiving this country can be. Carrying spares, tools, and knowing how to fix a breakdown is not optional, it's essential. Even the most experienced drivers find themselves challenged by the relentless conditions. The land is home to the Pintupi people, whose endurance and connection to country run deep. For thousands of years they have thrived here, reading the subtle signs in the sand, knowing where to find water and food in a place that seems empty to outsiders. Their stories and traditions are woven into the very fabric of the desert, a living testament to survival and respect for the land. Wildlife is elusive but resilient: kangaroos, eagles, and more. The desert may seem barren at first glance, but look closer and you'll spot life everywhere. A kangaroo bounding across the plain, a wedge-tailed eagle circling high above, lizards sunning themselves on warm rocks. Each creature has adapted to survive in this harsh environment, a reminder of nature's ingenuity and tenacity. Silence here is heavy, the night sky dazzling. When the sun sets, the desert transforms. The air cools and the stars emerge in numbers you've never imagined. The Milky Way stretches from horizon to horizon, and the silence is broken only by the occasional call of a night bird or the whisper of wind across the sand. It's a place that invites reflection, awe, and a sense of your own smallness in the universe. Navigation is a constant mental game. Every decision counts. With few landmarks and tracks that can disappear in a sandstorm, you rely on maps, GPS, and your own sense of direction. A wrong turn can mean hours or days lost. Planning, patience, and adaptability are your best tools for making it through safely. Surviving the Gibson builds confidence and a deep respect for this ancient, unforgiving land. Every challenge overcome is a lesson learned, every hardship a story to tell. The desert leaves its mark on you, shaping your perspective and reminding you of the power and beauty of wild, untamed places. We head north into the great sandy desert, endless dunes and raw, primeval beauty. The Canning Stock route cuts through, a legendary challenge for any adventurer. Remoteness is total. Every dune crossed feels like a first discovery. Life clings on: spinifex, desert oaks, and the rare bilby. Dunes are long, irregular, and treacherous. Sand driving is an art. The heat is relentless. Water management is critical. Old wells along the Canning are reminders of hardship and history. Sunsets are spectacular, and the night sky is a show of its own. Every kilometre is hard-won, every campfire a reward. The Great Sandy strips life to its essentials: sand, sky, and the thrill of survival. The final leg of our journey brings us to the Tanami Desert, a place where the land stretches out in every direction, offering a beauty that is both subtle and severe. Here, the colours are muted, the shapes are simple, and the silence is profound. The Tanami is not a desert of dramatic dunes or towering cliffs, but rather a vast, open plain that seems to go on forever, its harshness softened only by the gentle hues of dawn and dusk. The Tanami Road, a legendary track, slices through this emptiness. A long, corrugated ribbon of red earth that tests not just your vehicle, but your patience and your resolve. Every kilometre is a reminder of how remote and unforgiving this land can be. The road is rough, the dust relentless, and the sense of isolation absolute. Travellers must be prepared for hours of rattling over washboard surfaces, with only the occasional passing vehicle to break the monotony. The landscape here is hypnotic in its repetition, flat, endless, and painted in shades of ochre, gold, and faded green. Scrubby vegetation clings to life in the thin soil, and the horizon is a straight line, unbroken and infinite. There is a strange comfort in this emptiness, a sense that you are moving through a world unchanged for millennia. The journey across the Tanami is as much a mental challenge as a physical one. Out here, you become a tiny figure in a landscape that dwarfs you, a mere speck in a world that feels ancient and eternal. The vastness can be overwhelming, but it also brings a kind of clarity, a reminder of your place in the grand scheme of things. Despite the harshness, life persists in remarkable ways. Giant termite mounds rise from the earth like sculptures, evidence of tireless industry beneath the surface. Australian bustards stride through the grass and wallabies dart between the shadows, perfectly adapted to this arid world. Every sign of life here feels like a small miracle, a testament to resilience and adaptation. Crossing the Tanami is not about technical driving skill, but about endurance, of both machine and mind. The endless road, the heat by day and the chill by night, the constant rattle and the ever-present dust all wear you down. Yet, with each passing hour, you gain a deeper respect for those who have called this place home for thousands of years, and for the explorers who first mapped these lonely tracks. Along the way, sacred sites like the granites rise from the plain, massive boulders that have stood for eons, holding deep spiritual significance for the Aboriginal people. These places are reminders that the Tanami is not empty, but filled with stories, history, and meaning. The land itself is alive with memory, and every rock and tree has its place in the ancient tapestry of this country. When night falls, the desert transforms. The temperature drops sharply, and the sky explodes with stars, more than you ever thought possible. The Milky Way arches overhead, and the silence becomes absolute, broken only by the crackle of a campfire or the distant call of a night bird. In these moments, the Tanami feels both welcoming and wild, a place where you can lose yourself and find yourself at the same time. Occasionally, the monotony is broken by the surreal sight of a gold mine, an outpost of industry in the middle of nowhere. These isolated settlements are a stark contrast to the emptiness around them, reminders of the riches that lie hidden beneath the surface and the lengths people will go to in search of fortune. To cross the Tanami is to come face to face with the true scale and spirit of Australia's heart. It is a journey that humbles, inspires, and leaves you forever changed, a testament to the enduring power and mystery of the Outback. That's it. We've crossed 5 of Australia's wildest deserts. These places test you but reward you with peace and beauty found nowhere else. If this adventure sparked something in you, subscribe and join our community of explorers. Your support fuels the next journey. Thank you for coming along. The memories of these vast, silent lands will stay with me forever. Until next time, stay wild and keep exploring. Cheers, legends.